Hi everyone, it's Ryan here from smartsportstrader.com, and in today's video I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do an income report for the month of January. So I'll be looking at all of the income that I made outside of my full-time job. So people call these side hustles. I still feel a bit silly calling them side hustles. I don't know, I always used to just see them as secondary incomes, but yeah, side hustle seems to be the new word for them. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about the money that I made from sports betting, from blogging and affiliate marketing, and kind of talk about why I do these side hustles. And that is the reason for that is that I'm working towards something called FIRE, which stands for financial independence and retiring early. And I thought, it would make an interesting video. Alright, so just to expand on the concept of FIRE a little bit more, the first main point is that you want to save as much of your income as you possibly can, and then the second point would be you should be living within your means. You should be, living fairly frugally, I would say. And the third one is then to invest that money, and then what happens over time is that investment, it grows, let's say over a 10-20 year period, to the point where you eventually have enough money from your investment that it covers all of your expenses. So that is kind of the ultimate aim, and that becomes, you become financially independent and you're able to retire early. But there are lots of little branch offs as well from the term FIRE. So some people, they might still want to work. Let's say they want to work 20 hours a week, but they still want to, be financially independent. So I think they call that semi-FIRE possibly. And another concept is that you might be in a high paying job already and it's just not very fulfilling, and you just want to be able to choose whatever job you want, and you want to take a lower wage but work in a job that actually fulfills you. So that's another one. I don't know the exact concept for that, but that is basically kind of where I would be with FIRE, is that I do work full time. I work as a carer, and I do full-time hours, and I enjoy that job. It's very good, it's fulfilling. I wake up in the morning and I'm quite happy to go to work. So I don't want to get to the point where, I don't have that job anymore and I have to go back to a job that I don't really enjoy, as in the past I have done kind of security jobs and stuff like that, which, I just really didn't enjoy, and it's not a nice feeling to kind of wake up in the morning and have to go to a job that you don't want to. So yeah, for me personally, it's kind of the third option. I want to get to the point where I have enough money that I can basically choose a job that might not be, the highest paying. It might be a lower paying job, but I know that I've got enough invested that I can cover the bills, and be pretty happy. Okay, so why am I starting working towards FIRE right now? So I came across the concept of FIRE quite a long time ago. It was probably about 7 or 8 years ago. I'd just come back from Thailand. I've been teaching English in Thailand over a few years, and I came back with my wife and 2 children, and I read this blog, and it was quite a popular one called Mr. Money Mustache, and he talked about the concept of FIRE there. And I'd never really heard about this concept before. I'd always thought of people that just kind of wanted to make money as people that wanted fancy things, fancy cars, watches, and that was never really my thing. I always kind of valued experiences more, and kind of freedom of my own time. So when I came across this concept, which is all about kind of creating more time for yourself in the future, it really resonated with me, and that was when I started to look at kind of how could I achieve it. But like I say, at the time I'd just come back from Thailand. I had not much money to my name at all. I was working a 50-hour-a-week security job, probably making about 24 grand a year. My wife wasn't able to work, as she just, she was looking after the children. So yeah, my situation was very different to all of these kind of blogs that I was reading, where people were, making upwards of 60, 70k. And the partners were making similar amounts, and they didn't have kids, so they were able to save a large chunk of their money, and they were able to achieve FIRE by the 30s. I remember speaking to my dad about the concept of FIRE and how this was what I was going to start working towards, and he looked at me and he just said, "Son, well, that's a nice idea, that's probably not going to happen for you." And to be honest, he was right at the time. Like I said, I'd just come back from Thailand. I didn't have much money. I was on a low paying job, kids and a wife. I had visa fees to pay for my wife as well, but that was several thousands of pounds. And it didn't look like I was really going to be able to start working towards FIRE. So I quickly realised that I was going to have to try and find a way to make some extra money, because it's not easy just to land a high paying job where you're making 60, 70,000 upwards a year like a lot of these people on these fire blogs we're doing. So yeah, I looked at like reselling on eBay and Amazon. I did some affiliate marketing, blogging. I tried out lots of different things, but what I had the most consistent success with was match betting. And then from match betting, I kind of learned more about sports betting and built it up. And then over the years, I just managed to, start scaling that up to the point where I was making more money from my sports betting and match betting than I was from my regular full-time income. And that's really got me to the point now where, like 6 or 7 years later, where I managed to, buy a house for my family and pay off all the visa fees and get my family securely in England and actually start working towards FIRE. So yeah, I thought this content might be interesting because there's probably people that are in a similar situation to where I was, 6 or 7 years ago with a family and wife to support, and you're not making a ton of money and you're not able to save a lot of money, and this content might kind of help you see ways that you can bring in some extra money on the side. Alright, so let's break down the income that I make from my side hustles. Sorry, I always struggle to say side hustles as it just kind of makes me think of, a guy that sells drugs on the side, but he still works at Wilco's, as his 9 to 5. But yeah, I'll get over that. So side incomes, I'll call them side incomes, that stops me laughing. Yeah, so my biggest side income is sports betting. And for people that, have watched this channel before will know that kind of that's, how I make the biggest amount of money on the side, aside from my full-time job. And this month I made £704, so this was below average. It wasn't the best month, but you can see I had a pretty rough start to the year actually, where within the first 14 days I was down £2,000. And then I had a nice recovery actually and got to the point where I was at £1,786, so that would have been a pretty decent month. But then I just started losing in the next few days. And ended up on £704. So yeah, compared to last year, this isn't great. Last year I made over £4,000 in January, so that's quite a drop. But that's one of the cons of sports betting, is that it's obviously you're going to make variable amounts. You can't really kind of rely on that income to be consistent month after month unless you're doing kind of match betting and arbitrage betting, and then it will be a little bit more consistent. But the big pro with sports betting and learning how to make money from sports betting is that it's tax free. So at the end of the year I don't have to give a big chunk of this profit away to the taxman. So yeah, that's a big pro. So overall, yeah, hopefully I have a better month in February. Hopefully I have a better month. And if you do want to learn about sports betting, I'd just suggest looking at some of my other videos or going on my website smartsportstrader.com, which will show you how to make an income from sports betting. Alright, so moving on to the next area that I make money from, and that is my website smartsportstrader.com. So I make money through affiliate marketing and through sponsorship. So when I talk about affiliate marketing, most people probably know what it is, but it's when you refer someone to a product. Like they sign up or they buy that product and then you get commission. So for example, I use OddsMonkey a lot. I'm a big fan of the OddsMonkey betting software, and I refer people to it quite often. So if they join OddsMonkey, they will pay £20 a month basically, and I will get, I think it's £19.99, so £20, and I will get £10 a month in commission. So that's quite an easy way to generate revenue. If you're using something that's good and you know that it's going to offer value to other people, and you can show people that it does offer value, that's a very easy way to do affiliate marketing, and a very good way of making money from affiliate marketing. So yeah, this month I made a fairly decent amount. This is above average, £478 from that. And then just from sponsorship for the blog, I made £76.77. So in total, I made £554.78 in January from my blog smartsportstrader.com. Alright, so moving over to the third section, which is YouTube, and this is blank at the moment, and the reason for this is that I haven't hit the 4,000 hours watched within a year time that you need to get your channel monetized, but this will change soon as I'm very close to that, and by next month I should be able to monetize my YouTube channel and make a little bit of money. And I do indirectly make money from kind of sending traffic from YouTube to my website, where people may then buy like an affiliate product which will generate income for myself. So whilst at the moment I'm not directly making money from YouTube, that should change next month. Yeah, and this will be another source of income. Alright, so moving on to my master plan for working towards FIRE. And when I say master plan, I'm talking complete rubbish, because it's very simple. I'm just looking to invest 50% of the money that I make from my side hustles every month.
God damn it, Trump! You're a goddamn genius! That's the most outstanding answer I've ever heard. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160.
So in January, I made £1,258.78, which gives me £629.39 to invest. Yeah, so the reason that I chose 50% of this money, which is quite a, it's quite an arbitrary figure. There's not a ton of thought that's gone into it. However, I know that I'm going to have to save some money to pay for tax. So obviously profit that's made through the website, Smart Sports Trader, and any profit that will be made from YouTube in the future, I'm going to have to pay tax on that. So I have to save money for that. And with inflation and, the cost of living going up, it's just a figure that I believe that I can save quite easily. Every month I'll be able to put away 50%, and then I'll still have kind of money, like an emergency fund if I need to, pay for anything else, fix the boiler, whatever. So yeah, that's my master plan, as I call it. Alright, so where am I going to invest that £629? So after doing quite a lot of research, it looks like index funds are pretty solid. I say that though, and then I watch a video with Michael Burry talking about how we're in an index fund bubble and how everything's going to go wrong, so that kind of makes me a little bit nervous. But yeah, I'm quite a low risk individual, despite the fact that, I'm heavily into sports betting. I do approach it with quite a sensible low risk approach where I'm not going to kind of ever go bust. So yeah, sticking money into index funds, sticking £500 a month into index funds seems like something that I will be able to do. And then with the remaining money, I might just start to look at investing that into like premium bonds if I don't really know what to do with it, as premium bonds are, whilst not the best long-term investment, like I say, they're very solid, very low risk, and if you need the money you can take it out. And I'll also start to research kind of dividend stocks as well. I do like the idea of having these kind of smaller dividends being paid quite regularly, so that's something I want to learn about. But yeah, give me some of your kind of investment strategies if you're big into investing, or you've been doing it a long time, or even if you've just read a lot and you have an opinion, let me know in the comments what you would do. Yeah, and if you want to know anything else about running a blog or affiliate marketing, anything non-sports betting related or anything sports betting related, put a question in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer it. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.